Welcome everybody to the NHRU Match of the Round, brought to you by the Waratah. We're here today at Waratah Oval. It's the Waratahs versus Lake Macquarie, and we've got a bumper crowd here today. I can see the Carl Manu stand over there where the old boys sit. It's absolutely packed. There's people everywhere. This is unbelievable. James Garner with me this week as usual.
Mate, you rather wouldn't be anywhere else, would you? Beautiful day, sun shining. I think we're going to see plenty of tries today as well, mate.
Yeah, plenty of tries from both sides, do you think?
Well, you never know, mate. It's all about attitude for Waratah. Certainly on paper, they look like they're going to have a far superior outfit. But this is a bit of an old rivalry, these two clubs. There's been a bit of feeling there for a number of times, but certainly going to take something pretty special from Lake Macquarie today. The Waratahs have got a number of players back. Lake Macquarie got a number of players out. So you do the maths there, and it doesn't bode well for the visitors. But rugby's a strange game, so hopefully there's an entertaining 80 minutes at the very least.
That's right. As we go through the teams now, we'll go through the changes as well. The Waratahs, we've got number 1, Aaron Doney. Number 2, Tim Date. Number 3, Aaron Miracalis is out with Albert Bruman replacing him. Number 4, John O'Reynolds. Number 5, Carl Donnelly. Number 6, Brendan Jackson. Number 7, Dylan Hines, who's back from overseas. Number 8, Kelly Miafua, who's here from New Zealand. Sorry. His first game today. Number 9, we've got Reece Morgan. 10, Joel Ford. 11, Marcus Boyle. 12, Adrian Curry. 13, Carl Manu. 14, Giovanni Trujillo. And 15, Tim Riley.
Yeah, Lake Macquarie, number of changes here. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, to be honest with you, but we'll try and get through it. In the front row, we have Matt Jones and Joe Altham, an English prop. The hooker is Matty Bartley, who gets a rare call up to first grade nowadays. The second row, I understand we have Matt Jones and Matt Allen is there as well. I'm not sure if he's in the front row or in the second row at this point. We have Ryan Beer, Matt Finance, Shannon Turton make up the rest of the forward pack. The back line, minimal changes, but certainly a couple of shifts in position. Caleb Ladbrokes, the halfback. Brendan Holiday's 5'8" and captain. Danny Heath on one wing. Colt Carmody on the other wing. The centres are Lloyd Thomas and Matt Yeoman. And the fullback is Mark De Veers. The referee today is Drew Tonks, and the touch judges are the guys with the flags.
Nice one, Jimmy. With the Waratahs, we've got this new number 8 who's joining the team, Kelly Miafua. Have you heard anything about him, Jimmy?
I had spoke to him yesterday, actually. Interesting character. He's played the first half of the year on the IRB Sevens circuit with Samoa. He was called up from after performing well for Auckland at a Mountain Meaning Tour. Sevens, he's played in Vegas, he played in Hong Kong, the famous Sevens tournament. He's played in Japan and also the Wellington Sevens. So he's been around the world seeing the sights and playing some rugby, but there was no ITM Cup contract for him, which is the equivalent of the National Rugby Championship. So he's come over here to try his, he's good mates with Josh Afawa, and he's looking at getting back in the 15 side.
And Hayden Peterson might make a celebrity appearance today after a long stint out with injury.
Yeah, he had knee surgery about, I think 2 months ago now. It's certainly been troubling him, but I think he's got to get some games up to qualify for the semis. So I'd be surprised if he plays much more than about 20 minutes today, but he's someone that can come out and score 3 or 4 tries in that time. And
for the Lake Macquarie side, James, who do you think's the ones to watch out for? I mean, Brendan Holiday, he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He steers the team around the park. Who else is there?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's the man. His kicking game today will be instrumental if they're under a bit of pressure in the forward pack. Matt Jones, the co-coach, it's his last game. He's heading over to back to New Zealand to live. His family have already left. So this is his sort of farewell game, so I'm sure he'll be up for it. He's been struggling with injury as well, but he's back today. So I'm interested to have a look at Lloyd Thomas, who's one of their imports, and also Joe Altham. He's a big prop from England who's I think, head back to the Army once his commitments here are finished. So a little bit interested about Lake Macquarie, but as we said, probably on paper they might struggle today.
And they have got a few old heads who sort of seem to always be there every year. Matt Bartley, as you mentioned, is getting a few first-grade games up later in his career. And, of course, Shannon Turton as well, who's always thereabouts. Yeah,
Matty Allen's another one. I think Matty Bartley'd have 300 games. He'd certainly have 300 schooners, that's for sure. I think he'd have at least a schooner to match every game he's had. So
I would say 5, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a toiler, mate. He's been there, went through the tough times. He was there in the good times. He'll take him forward today. He throws a decent line out, and I'm sure he'll be one that'll certainly stick his hand up and have a real dig.
Yeah, definitely. As the boys run out onto the field now and go to shake hands, where do you see this match being won, James?
Well, as I said, I think it's all attitude for Waratah. If they've got to earn the right to go wide. If they just come out and play touch footy, they'll probably win, but it might be a pretty scrappy and ugly game. I'd suggest Hayden Peterson, I want them to go set the platform early, go forward, and then give their backs a little bit of time and space, and not try and score off every phase. If they can come away with they've certainly been good in patches, the Waratahs, but they haven't produced an 80-minute effort yet, and I know that's what they're searching for.
Yeah, as we look on, Waratah are running towards Georgetown, and the Lake Macquarie side running towards the train tracks. Lake Macquarie are going to kick off here. I think they'll be kicking deep on this one just to get a bit of territory, James.
Yeah, sure, just to get a feel for the game. I mean, Brendan Holiday's probably one of the best boots in the competition, both in general play and also a very good goal kicker. So they'll be looking to get some territory early and hopefully force an early error out of the Tars.
Well, the match before was 69-7. As we kick off now, Holiday kicks off, and it's a big wide one about the 40-metre line on the side. That's a good kick. Oh, it's out on the full. Only just. I thought he got a hand to that there, James.
Yeah, definitely not the start they would have been after. Interesting, this breeze. I think it's going to pick up a little bit. Looks to be certainly coming out of probably the southeast corner at this stage, so from right to left. That one was probably behind Brendan Holiday, and he got a little too much on it.
Yes, the Waratah doctor might kick in later on this afternoon, James, as they set a scrum just off the cricket pitch there. That looks nasty in the middle there. I wouldn't like to land on that.
Certainly as a front row, mate, it was the the Bermuda Triangle, the cricket pitch. When it's nice and dry, it's too hard, and when it was wet, it was sloppy and no traction. So certainly, one to be avoided.
This first scrum will be a real tester and a real guide on how these two teams are going to go in the forward packs. Lake Macquarie's got quite a good scrum actually, as they sink down, and they're just about to set now for the first scrum of the game. And it's a decent hit there as Waratah look to feed the ball. The ball's in cleanly. Oh, no, it's not. It's been won against the head. That's a good win for Lake Macquarie, and that's a good let-off as the number 8 takes it from the back there.
Yeah, Matty Bartley, early strike. The hooker's joy, that's equivalent to a hat-trick for him.
Oh, they've turned the ball over.
Tight head nice and early.
They've turned the ball over, and Kelly Mayafua gets the ball, and he looks a handful already in his first touch of the game, his first touch in the NHRU competition. As he gets the ball back and they set the ball looks to go wide. That's a good run there by Tim Date.
Yeah, I don't think he's expecting that. I think he was expecting to be a decoy player there. Looks like they're going, he has a look at the short side, but then again goes left again.
As he sets up, stands and sets there. That's a good offload. Oh, he's just swatting them like flies there out there at the moment.
Yeah, Dylan Hines, he's got the shaggy look going about him at this point.
Yeah, he has been travelling.
USA, he might have got a bit feral.
He has been travelling. As they turn the ball over, it's scrappy already. As they get the ball over to the 40-metre line, the Lake Macquarie guys. They need to get around and cover him, as they do.
Yeah, set
Caleb
to the right.
Ladbrook, good pass on him. Holiday, he's charged down as they run through. Cal Donnelly's get on chase. Number 13's got the ball. As they turn, he's going to counter. Feeds the winger. The winger's still alive, and he's away. He's got open spaces here.
Yeah, Matty DeVere's great bit of enterprise. It looks like Matty Yeoman on his outside.
Good pass. Can Matty Yeoman get through? Passes the ball on the inside. Lake Macquarie. Tackled by Kelly Mayafua. 5 metres out. Lake Macquarie can spread it wide. It's on here for them. If they can just get the ball out, Ladbrook needs to get there. Or they go the short side, probably the wrong option. Matty Yeoman gets tackled 5 metres out. They haven't made any ground on that one. Waratah get over the ball, and it looks like Waratah have won it, and they've won the penalty as well, James.
Yeah, a bit let out of jail there, weren't they? It's a great little piece of enterprise. Some counter-attack started with Matty Yeoman. He beat 2 men. Got on the outside and then sent Matty DeVere's down that right touchline. Nice bit of play and hopefully a sign of things to come. They just didn't quite get there in numbers at the end, and that was the difference. Waratah were able to recover, scrambled well, won a turnover, and as a result get a penalty. Well, now Adrian Curry will look to put this down towards the halfway line and out of trouble. Yeah,
the fitness certainly got the Lake Macquarie side then when they didn't come in numbers there. As we look at the replay, Matty Yeoman looks inside. Good ball inside there to the half and just meets a wall of defence there. Sea of Red comes around the ball. And they just fail to get the ball back, and there's no numbers there, which is certainly going to lead to the penalty.
Yeah, good work from Kelly Mayafua. He certainly hustled to get back there. I guess you see he's going to be fairly fit, you think, having travelled the world playing sevens rugby. It's a different sort of energy levels required for that. He got back, made the tackle, and then helped slow things down. Yeah,
as they set the line out here. How do you think the line-outs are going to go today, Jimmy?
Well, Dylan Hines is a bit of a specialist for Waratah. He certainly
Waratah with the ball.
It's a bit scrappy, that, but was certainly intended for him. And again, not that clinical. I'm sure Hayden Pedersen will want things to be a bit more tight here and certainly go a bit more direct.
Yeah, they're going to pick and drive as Reece Morgan's at the bottom of the ruck, the half. He's there now. They're going to look to clear, I think, as he's struggling to get the ball back. It's a bit scrappy. Good clean out there, gets the ball back, and it's a penalty to Waratah.
Yeah, just a little bit over-enthusiastic there. The Roos are called offside. That's not a bad thing. I think you want them to be up in their face. If they give away a couple of penalties, so be it. It shows that they're up for a big one. Yeah,
they certainly have come to play as the ball's hoofed downfield. That's over the halfway line. Could be about 40 metres out from their own line there. Waratahs looking to attack now Where do you think they will attack? Do you think they'll attack through Manu there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Joel Ford's more a catch and pass 580. He really takes the line on. Their strength is going to be today in the 13. Obviously, Tim Riley chiming in.
Yeah, Tim Riley's definitely an underrated fullback and obviously winner of the grand final last year, but still quite underrated in the competition, but he's one of the best players in the comp, I think.
Oh, absolutely. His support play is magnificent. He just seems to pop up where there's space and where the ball is. He's such an opportunist. At the moment, I think he's the equal leading try scorer and certainly in the top 2 or 3 point scorer. So yeah, he's one that will really benefit once his back line gets firing. Late
Macquarie just win that ball back and now they're going to throw the line. Let's see what they've got in the line out here. It's their first line of the day. And Waratah come through on it. The halfback's got it. They're going to have to pick and drive here, I think. As they look to pass the ball out, I don't know who passed that, but it's a bit of an imaginary pass as the number 8 gets the ball and drives forward.
Yeah, that's big Matty Ferrance. Don't know much about him, but he's certainly a big lump of a lad.
I think he actually played reserve grade just before James.
Yeah, they certainly they were sort of mixing and matching over there. I think they had a couple of disruptions as early as this morning, like Macquarie, so certainly not the best preparation, but they're making a fist of this at the start.
Yeah, definitely, and they're on the 40-metre line here. As they get the ball out to Bartley. Bartley's going to go forward all day, and that shows his experience, runs it back into his forward pack, and hopefully they get some cover and get around him. Holiday's calling for the ball. It's a penalty.
Yeah, he just went off his feet there, Kelly Murphy. Just probably a little bit keen.
Yeah, Holiday definitely with one of the best boots in the competition. As he gets the ball down on the 22, that's a very good kick, and Late Macquarie are now going to look to attack. Where do you think the backline advantages are for Late Macquarie here, James?
Well, I don't know much about the backline, to be honest. It's a bit of obviously most of it will revolve around Brendan Holiday. I hope he takes the line on a little bit. I think thought they might go a short line out here. They certainly practiced a few over there, but they've got the full set in, so maybe they'll look to pull this down and drive and get Waratah on the back foot to start with.
Yes, it'd be very interesting to see how Matt Newman goes out in the centres there. He's normally a halfback, I believe. Yeah, so see how he's on his feet, and hopefully he can match it with Manu and make a good midfield battle there as the number 8 standing out in the back line.
He's a bit of a utility, Matty Yeoman. I think he's had time at Beach, he's had time at Wanderers, he's played a bit of fullback as well, and also on the wing, so he's also got a good and wide skill set.
As Late Macquarie now maul it forward, it's a very good maul. Waratah are struggling to contain it. It comes to ground. The ball's back. It looks like Kelly Miafoa's got it back. No, has he? Waratah's changed it over there. Waratahs have the advantage.
Yeah, again, just those little things costing Late Macquarie. That was a very good driving maul, but Waratah did well to collapse it, and then from there it just broke down. The guy, I think number 6, took it out from the side and just got a little bit isolated, and he was easy pickings once Waratah got their hands on him. So, again, a relieving penalty for the Tars.
Yes, this should see them get down to about halfway here with Adrian Curry. Oh, I bite my words there. It's just past the 22, Jimmy. Not as good as expected there.
Here's another one that's come from a sevens background, Adrian Curry. He's in his first season over here. His brother actually plays for the New Zealand sevens side, so there's a fair bit of pedigree there.
Yeah, and he's normally number 10 too, is he not? So they might look to play off him a bit more.
Yeah, he's interesting. He has played a fair bit of 12 and 10. He's such an awkward sort of shape. He's big and tall and rangy.
I wouldn't be talking about awkward shapes, Jimmy, with me and you sitting up here.
Well, I'm certainly not tall and rangy. That's short and squat is perhaps a more apt reply. But the times I've seen him, he hasn't really run the ball that much. Certainly not in terms of trying to create things. He's run the ball sort of through safety or through necessity. Yeah, but I'd like to see him get a bit open space. But when you got Karl Manu outside you, I guess you just want to give him the ball as often as you can.
Yeah, that's right. Tim Riley comes up with the ball for the midfield box kick as they pick and drive here, the Waratahs, and they're down to the 40. They keep striving forward there.
Yeah, that's a great run, 30, 40 metres there. They're on the front foot now, the Tars.
And here they go, attacking. Oh, that's a bad pass there. Just the last pass didn't stick, and that's a knock on.
Yeah, I think that's a sign of the team that this team's only sort of come together the last couple of weeks. They're having a lot of training together, which is the thing that Hayden Pedersen has been drilling into them. And with that, that's where the poor timing and they're just not quite in sync at this point.
Yeah, they just haven't really, they don't seem as focused as what they were last year leading into the semi-finals, Jimmy. They just don't, they seem a bit more relaxed as we look at the replay. That is a poor pass to Trujillo on the wing there. But he just deals with that guy at the end. This is going to be a good matchup on the wing, I think.
Yeah, just talking to Dennis Hurst, the football manager, it's actually the season, funnily enough, is mirroring last year. Last year they went, I think, 9 games straight and then had a flat period, but they lost, only won 2 of about the next 5 and then finished strong into the semis. And this year's gone the same way. They weren't that, I guess, clinical with their wins. They were just winning, whereas last year they were winning comfortably. So I guess if it follows that same curve, well, then you think they'll be up for it come semis.
as Tim Riley looks to attack. Oh, that's a big kick. Might be a bit too far. It's swirling around in the wind. I think it's Human there playing fullback now. As he gets back, he's going to look to ground it, I think, as he does, of course. Easy option there.
I don't think we've paid too much attention to the numbers that the Lake Macquarie fellas have got in their back at the moment. They're sort of all over the shop. I think it's more skill set than the number on the back, which will determine where they play. But Yeoman, certainly, he's been impressive early on. He's one that's caught the eye.
Oh, that's a quick little drop kick there.
Yeah, big Matty Jones.
Big Matty Jones, nice one. As he keeps going forward, he's going to lose the ball here. Yes, he loses the ball, knock on, playing advantage there to the Waratahs.
Yeah, they're set to the left here, the Tars. Oh, they can't get the ball out.
That'll be a knock on. Just trying to do too much there. He did the good thing there by doing the quick little tap forward. The quick little tap forward there. The sneaky little play by the front row. That's a front rower special, that one. And runs, and then he goes to lose the ball, which he probably should have just gone to ground, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think both sides chancing their arm earlier. I think I'd really like to see Waratah get into the grind of this. I think they need to just set 3 or 4 phases together before they try and provide that miracle play. So interesting to see how they've set here. The wingers across from the blind side.
Yeah, they haven't had much ball though, Waratah, to get it. As you said, they've got to set those phases up. Oh, as the halfback gets caught and he's knocked it on there. That's a good tackle there.
Yeah, good.
Caleb Ladbrook.
Good scrum, good pressure. That's what Waratah, Lake Macquarie have to do. They have to be that spoiling sort of game. They have to get in their faces. They have to force them into error, make them have a look. And so far, so good.
Yeah, Lake Macquarie certainly to get themselves up a bit in the ladder. They did show a lot of promise at the start of the year, but I guess their season's faded away. So I guess they're going to play for respect today. So as you said, get in their face and make it a real dogfight. I think that's what's going to make this game real exciting, Jimmy.
Yeah, a lot of interest about Lake Macquarie this year. I mean, they took the plunge. They came out and told everyone they'd be paying $100 a win. At this point, the club treasurer is quite happy. They've only had the one game, so he hasn't had to dip too far into the coffers. But they're hoping that might create a bit more professionalism, bring a few players. But they've just really struggled with a long injury list and players lacking the commitment. So
$100 a win. They wouldn't pay for my petrol out at Bullaroo, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, I guess there's always been the secret society and accusations around the competition that some clubs have paid and some clubs haven't. They come out in the front foot and said, "Yep, we're going to do it."
Well, I can see a brand new fridge down there anyway in the canteen, Jimmy. So let's not say any more about that one.
There's nothing wrong with having good sponsors, mate. Let's put it that way.
If someone's getting some new carpet somewhere as they go to throw in the line out. So, as you said, they'll probably go to Hines here. Bit of a trick play there. Goes to the back. That's a poor throw. Advantage to Waratah, though. Knocked forward by Lake Macquarie. I don't know if that one was entirely straight there, Jimmy.
Yeah, hooker's been a real problem spot for the Tars, especially at line-out time. They had Michael Nuka, who came out from Wales. He's since gone back. He didn't really show us a great lot. Tim Date, I think, was going to play there today, but I think young Brummers, who's a Colt, is playing there. Lonnie's another one who's had a bit of time there, but his line-out throwing is certainly not the strongest part of his game. And come semi-finals, that's an area they're really going to have to improve.
Yeah, definitely, especially when they're coming up against the likes of Hamilton and Wanderers, who are just brilliant in their set pieces at the moment as they feed in the ball. Reece Morgan passes it out. Oh, the sweeping play there to Trujillo, who gets caught in midfield there, just 5 metres shy of the cricket pitch as the Waratahs get numbers over. Morgan runs a little bit, scampers, gets caught.
Yeah, they're a bit flat-footed here, the Waratah. They need to get their realigned, get a bit deeper and get some players in motion.
Yeah, definitely needs some direction. I think Joel Ford needs to step up and put his hand up and get some players running off him.
Yeah, Cal Donnelly sticks his head down, takes a couple of yards, pitches a couple of yards. I expect another forward hit up here. Yeah. Ducks his head.
Brendan Jackson.
Yeah, really not really hitting it with much pace and for much depth, so it's pretty fairly easy for the defence at this point.
That's a shocking pass there. And here he goes, Mayafua. Jeez, he looks dangerous. I wouldn't like to be tackling him. He's on the rampage, just deals with him. They get the ball. Trujillo from the back there. Trujillo looks to set up. He sets up well. If they spread it wide here to the left, there's something on. The big boppers are standing out wide looking to grab a meat pie as they drive the ball 5 metres out there, the Waratahs. They're looking to get numbers over. They're picking and driving, taking the easy yards. Morgan passes out. Tim Riley sets up. And that's a try.
Yeah.
Numbers everywhere. People standing around everywhere. And that's a bit of an anti-climax try, actually. I thought they were going to spread that out wide.
Yeah, it all started with Kelly Meafua, didn't it? It was sort of going nowhere. Then he picked the ball up, made a couple of big strides, bumped off a couple. The winger looked up and saw him coming at him. He thought, oh, my goodness. He did pretty well to bring him down, but from there, it really was going to be a matter of time and patience for Waratah. They showed a bit of composure, and eventually Tim Riley had a fairly easy try. I think from 5 metres out, he beat a couple of tackles and was in quite innocuously, really.
Yes, and Adrian Curry, certainly a good kicker and looks to line this one up.
15 minutes gone on the Bar TV coverage for the Newcastle Herald today. Probably a fairly good effort from Lake Macquarie to keep them for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's the first real time Waratah have been down this end, and they've come away with points. And let's hope that Lake Macquarie bounce back from this and get down the other end and again make a good game of this.
Yeah, they're going to have to probably step it up here and not put their heads down, I think, as they run out to try and block the kick, and it's gone wide. The wind playing havoc with that one. The usually successful Adrian Curry misses his first attempt on goal as they bring the ball back to halfway. Now they've set their numbers out to their left. Lake Macquarie, bit of a switcheroo as the Waratah players adjust accordingly. Holiday getting these players set, and that's another bad kick by Holiday as Shannon Turton hits the ball. He probably should have let that go, and that's now a penalty to Waratah, and that's really let them off the hook, Jimmy.
Yeah, quite surprised. It's 2 restarts, 2 poor kicks from Brendan Holiday. He'd be cranky with himself, for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the stalwarts, and he definitely loves playing out at Lake Macquarie. And where's the jumper on his sleeve, you know? Where's his heart on his sleeve with the jumper?
He does. I mean, he had that one season. He went into Hamilton and played in the grand final team for them and was man of the match in the grand final. His running game really came to the fore there. And I think in a better team is where you will see him really a wider range of skills. Here he's got so much responsibility on his shoulders, particularly with his kicking game. He doesn't really get to show everyone his all-round talents, I guess. But that year he had at Hamilton was magnificent.
Yeah, definitely one of the better players.
Where he's from and how he's co-coaching this year, and obviously with the help of Danny Miota.
Riley has the ball now. Sorry, Jimmy, to cut you off. That's a good sweeping play there by the Waratahs as they get the ball over the 40. And he loses the ball again, that last play in the execution. Jeez. Oh, he kicks the ball forward. He almost dropped it.
Yeah, just a loose carry then there by Waratah. You just want to hope they don't start thinking they're going to score for every face here. Again,
that's a good pass there. Mark De Veers looking, he's held up there. Lake Macquarie need to get over him.
Yeah, turnover ball here. Waratah on the attack again. Joel Ford, little pass to Dylan Hines. He's split him here. He's got players on his inside, players on his outside. He steps. Matty Bartley couldn't stop him. Does he offload? He goes himself. Does he get there? Still held up high. And eventually he gets it down. Bit of a query over where he got the ball down, but yes, the referee, Drew Tronk, says that's good enough for me. And Waratah in again. Take it to 10-0 after 17 minutes.
That's a try against the run of play there, Jimmy, and that was pretty unlucky for Lake Macquarie, I think. They did a few poor passes and turned the ball over, and Waratah really capitalised on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan Hines, he's such a... I mean, he could probably play in the centres, to be honest. He's big and he's strong. He's got pace. He's got a bit of a step, as we saw there.
Good hands as well. Even though he chose not to pass, he could have passed left or right, but just chose to bullock his way over there.
Yeah, good little bit of vision too from the halfback and Joel Ford. They called it down the short side. Saw that Lake Macquarie a little bit slim in numbers there, and from there it was the Dylan Hines show really.
Nice little short pass there too to get him through the hole, and he's looking around for numbers and says, "See you later, Matt Bartley," as he palms off one in the number 20. I don't quite know who that one is, and only just gets the ball down, to be honest.
Yeah, he could have passed it 3 or 4 times there. I'd suggest if he hadn't got that to ground, he may have had to shout tonight a couple of times. There'd be blokes on the inside screaming for that, but mate, he got the job done. That's what you want him to do, and you know, once he hits a bit of form, again, I keep saying it, I've been saying it for weeks, that the best is to come from Waratah. And, you know, he's been in the USA for missed the first 6 or 7 rounds in a trip to Thailand. This time last year, he was one of the better players. They come off a very good rep campaign. So once he gets a bit of form and a bit match hard, it'll be a different Waratah team.
As Adrian Curry completes the conversion, it's 12-0. Waratah on the attack again. They're really going to throw it around now, I think. I think this game's going to open up, and it could spell danger for Lake Macquarie as they just drop the ball there. Lake Macquarie's feet in the scrum, but for me, Jimmy, Lake Macquarie really need to step up now, and they really need to get the ball into those corners and and score next.
Yeah, they just got to hang on to the ball when they get it. I don't think they can afford to push their arm too much. They've got to play for a bit of territory. They just got to keep going. You know, I think this is in the past where perhaps their heads have dropped a little bit and it's become a long afternoon. Let's hope that's not the case today, because they certainly made quite a bright opening 10 minutes, particularly with the ball in hand. But I think now's the time to hang on to the ball, recycle it, take a little bit of time on the clock, take some momentum away from Waratah, who are certainly gaining it by the minute, and try and make this a bit of a grind.
As Ladbroke goes to feed the scrum here. The scrums are actually quite even in this match, Jimmy. It's quite surprising for me. I thought Waratah might have had the edge in this one, but no one's pushing, and they're quite static at the moment.
Yeah, no Alan Moralikas, the Belgian international at tight head today, and that'll make a big difference. Aaron Doings, I think, is an English guy, and young Hooker's looks like he only weighs about 80 kg, so there's a fair bit of muscle taken away from that scrum, but they still keep it nice and straight.
As Ladbroke goes to feed the scrum here, I think they might look to pick for the number 8 here, just to get that continually going. And it's a bit of a messy scrum. I bite my words. I take my words back, Jimmy, as the scrum spins and goes the full 180.
Yeah, from experience, mate, the first 3 or 4 scrums are always easy to be switched on for. It's the ones in the middle of the half when you've conceded a couple, you get a bit lazy, you get a bit tired. That's when times they can get a bit ugly.
I don't know. I was lazy the whole game, Jimmy. I was not much of a scrummer, more open field running.
Well, I had to do something, mate, because I couldn't do anything else. And some would debate I couldn't do that either. But yeah, again, they're set to the right here, Waratah. Interesting to see whether they, play a bit of razzle-dazzle. They look to play for a bit of field possession as Killy Meafao
just
shrugs off 2 or 3 and another bollocking big run.
Here he goes here. He's in the clear. Oh, he's that last pass. That was still in Hong Kong, that pass. As they kick the ball forward, the play's still alive. This could be a try. Oh, and he drops the ball on the line. That's a knock-on. I thought that was a knock-on back on the 20-metre there, but the referee played on.
Yeah, it certainly looked as though Meafua had spilt that forward when he went to ground for that miracle one-arm pass, but he's a real play on. It's become a bit of a race for the ball. And
Brendan Jackson showed a lot of toe there to get in front of the late Macquarie backs as they bring the scrum out to about 15 metres out. Oh, he just spills that ball on the line. Unlucky Waratah. Yeah, late Macquarie now have to fix the scrum, contrary to what we were saying before.
Yeah, important one, this one. 22 metres out. They need to set a good platform, so Brendan Holliday's got a bit of time and space to get a good kick away.
Yeah, he wants to shunt this downfield. I would imagine he wants to keep it in play as they choose to counter, and Newman passes it out.
Took the odds, had 3 on 2 there because the Waratah winger had sat deep.
He's quite impressive, this Danny Heath on the wing for late Macquarie. He's got a bit of toe, and he's made breaks every time he's got the ball so far as late Macquarie juggle it around. Set the platform, but there's no late Macquarie guys over there, and they turn the ball over again, I think. Oh, the referee's called a knock-on. That's a good get out of jail there for late Macquarie as they turn the ball over, and guys just not getting there in numbers, Jimmy.
Yeah, it looks like they come to play, though, isn't it? Here I am saying they should be playing the corners and trying to slow things down and grind them into it. But, again, Brendan Holiday had a look, saw it was 3 on 2 on the short side, took the odds, and they made 30 metres and possibly could have made more. It's just that last play or that little bit of support that let them down. But, again, it's pretty entertaining stuff, that's for sure. Yeah,
I'm sure the viewers at home watching online live at the Herald and on Bar TV are enjoying this one. Throwing the ball around. Yeah,
a bit different to the game at Maitland last week. It was a bit more dour, as you would expect, with the Maitland forwards up against Merewether. But this one's certainly very entertaining. End-to-end stuff. I don't think either team's strung more than 4 or 5 phases together at this point. But you can't argue with the entertainment value.
Holiday gets it wide. Heath's got it. Oh, that's a poor pass. That's why you're on the wing, Heath.
Mark De Veers,
little chip over. It's exciting rugby, definitely. As Trujillo gets the ball, he looks like he might have been taken high there as he keeps running. He's met with a solid tackle there, just short of halfway. As he looks to get the ball back. Reece Morgan is going to look to switch this wide. They haven't really used Karl Manu yet in this game. He's just been going through as a dummy runner. As he gets the ball wide there, Jono Reynolds passes it out.
He was loitering out and having a breather out in the centres, and all of a sudden the ball's hit him and he's had to run 30 metres.
Yeah, he definitely
nice
did.
Little dart there from Reece Morgan. Stuck his head through, nearly through. The Waratahs, they're lining up here.
They turned the ball over, and that's a shocking pass out the back there to the number 8.
Yeah, Mark De Veers
cleans up.
Yeah, looks like Waratah's
got the ball back, but it's a penalty to late Macquarie. All offside there.
Yeah, I don't think he released the tackled player there. A couple of things they could have grabbed him for, actually, as the Lake Macquarie take a quick tap again. Yeoman, he's away, beats 2 on the inside, looking for some support. Where's the winger now? Oh, he's there to clean out.
There he is.
Matty Bartley at first receiver. Can't wait to see what he does with this one.
I would say
he'll tuck it under. Just a little. Just again, a little bit scrappy at the breakdown. They probably need another one of their forwards there. A couple more numbers just to make sure they got that ball back. Waratah did well, and they get the scrum feed here. 10 metres from the halfway line on the attack again. Perhaps Karmanu might get the ball this time.
Yeah, definitely good scrambling of defence there by the Waratahs. And there's some hands on heads now as the big boys there looking a little bit out of sorts as we look at the replay. Oh, just a knock on there. And the Waratah players coming over, maybe getting off their feet. I don't know.
Yeah, I think as he went to pick that one up, one of the trailing Lake Macquarie blokes' leg got stuck in the way and he had a little feel for it. And only the slightest of knock-ons, but the referee was on the spot and it's Waratah feed.
Yeah, they're the things you've got to get right, though, as they go to feed the scrum here. Morgan picks in. The scrum's quite easy. Poor pass out there. They get the ball out now. Tim Riley's got the ball. He's got a bit of pace. He's got Trujillo on the outside. Holds the ball up nicely. And Trujillo with a bit of pace there. Here he goes. He's going all the way. He's going to bring it round, and that's an easy try there for Waratah.
Yeah, lovely piece of work. Nice sweeping play. Set play from a scrum. Everyone, including me, thought the ball was going to Karmanu, but they played the men out the back. Tim Riley hit the line at pace. He got outside his man and then found Trujillo, and then it was just purely a race to the corner. And they tell me he's Mexican. I'm not quite sure, but he certainly showed a Speedy Gonzalez set of heels there to get away from the winger in cover.
Yeah, Trujillo, actually a town in Peru. One of the best towns I've ever been to be honest. There's casinos everywhere. And
I'm surprised you remember it, mate. But, yeah, geez, it was great work there by Tim Riley. He hit that at pace. He got on his outside man, and then he just held that pass up perfectly, didn't he, for the winger. Had he have thrown it a second earlier, perhaps they might have got to him. A second later, he gets tackled. So, again, great work from Tim Riley. Again, showing his worth to this team. And he can goal kick as well.
Yeah, Trujillo's got quite a bit of toe there. As he didn't look like he was running too fast, but he seemed to shrug off the opposing winger quite nicely there. As Adrian Curry looks to line it up. He's 1 from 2 today. He's concentrating really hard, takes a deep breath in. And out comes Heath, and he's nailed that one straight over the black dot.
26 minutes gone. Waratah 19 leading Lake Macquarie 0. This has a scary look about it, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Lake Macquarie have conceded quite a few points over the last few weeks. I think last week they sort of made amends, but they're going to kick to their right this time. They keep switching up. Hopefully Brendan Holiday can get this one right and they can make a bit of a contest because they're giving up too much easy ball off the kickoff.
Yeah, and when they have got the ball, they're only holding it for short periods of time, which is just playing into Waratah's hands. They need to really get some possession, hang on to it.
That's a good bounce there for Lake Macquarie, but Waratah come up for it. That was unlucky there for Lake Macquarie as Waratah watched it bounce. You never do that. As the box kick gets them out of trouble there. As they look to come back, good kick back. That's good coverage there. And Curry's going to look to run it. They're countering attack here, Jimmy. The number 8, here he is. Look at him go, the big man.
Boom.
Oh, boom. Deal with it.
Boom. He's rock and roll wrestling here. He should be in the WWE.
It's like I'm watching The Rock. It's like I'm watching The Rock on Triple H there. As Hines gets the ball, that's the second break he's made today. Oh, just that last pass, James.
Yeah, I think it was on. Just unfortunately, it was going to a front row rather than the centre.
Yeah,
He wasn't quite expecting it. Hit him on. Here we see Kelly Miafawa in his destructive best.
Just looks like he's swatting flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday and said, how did you find the first 2 games? He gets rid of Yeomans, comes back again, no thanks. Finally, it takes 3 of him to get to the ground. I spoke to him yesterday, asked him how he found the first 2 games, and quite simply he said easy.
Yeah.
He said, I said, are you expecting it to get any better? And he said, no, it's quite comfortable. But he's planning to stay here. I think he's 23, 24, but he said he wants to settle down and get a job and live life here. And to me, I was stunned, to be honest, because after playing the 7th circuit, I thought he's on that cusp of taking it to the next level. But if Waratah can hang on to him, geez, he's going to be an asset.
Yeah, I mean, no Sydney contracts come his way either, which is very surprising too.
Well, he said he spoke to a few clubs in Sydney, but we had friends up here. He's mates with Josh Rafael, who's come to Waratahs from East. So I guess it's rather be with his friends than in a strange city. As again, Waratah on the attack here.
Ooh, just puts a foot out there, and Hines looking to make it Another one. He's got quite a bit of toe, Hines. I'm very surprised at that.
Mate, he has. I know for a fact he certainly played a little bit of his junior football in the centres and at fullback, and even at one point I think he may have spent a little bit of time on the wing for the Newcastle rep team a couple of years ago when they were decimated by injuries. So,
must have been desperate though.
Oh, mate, I like him. He was a real improver the last 2 years. I mean, we didn't see much of him this year, obviously, but the 2 years prior to that, he's just jumped out of his skin. He's put on a bit of size. He was always good at getting around the park, but he wasn't that effective once he got there. Now he's effective. He's the whole package.
As late Macquarie win the line out. Ball spread out. Holiday's got it. Looks for options. Oh, that's a poor option there as Curry has the ball. Curry takes it up. Oh, and that's another poor pass.
Ooh,
and that's a penalty.
Offside there. Unlucky there, late Macquarie.
Very unlucky.
They did well to scramble, but it was a poor bit of communication there from Holiday, which you don't see very often. But his runner just didn't quite read the pass. They turned it over, and Waratah looked to be on their way. But again, play break down. They get a penalty, and I'd expect them to put a bit of pressure on here.
Yeah. And that's just in front of the 22 there. It didn't look like Ryan wanted to run too far. I thought it went a bit further up there, but it landed exactly where Ryan was standing. As they mark it, and
yeah, great platform to attack here, Waratah. Interesting to see if Carmona gets his hands on the ball this time. The game's 30 minutes old. It's 19-0, and I can't remember him touching the ball.
No, I think
as they go a short line out.
I think they'll go to the number 8 here, just 20 metres out, and he'll barge his way over. As Curry gets the ball, turns it back on the inside there as he sets the ball up. They switch it back, pass it out wide. Under pressure there, still on the 22, made no yards yet. As Hines gets the ball, he's dangerous, bumps one off, bumps the wing off, bumps another off. He's got 3 or 4 with him. He's carrying them towards the line. That's a good show of strength there as he loses the ball.
Yeah, just shoveled it back. It looks like, yes, Brummer's picked up the scraps and he's gone in again.
No. The referee's called it back.
Ooh, not sure about that one, but perhaps a fortunate call there for late Macquarie. And it looks like he's given Waratah the feed, which is an interesting read on things.
Maybe held up. I didn't really see the signal there. As we go back to the replay. Hines just a tower of strength there, isn't he? Gee, I don't know what that was for. It looks like he got it down anyway.
Yeah, and Waratah got the scrum feed here, so interesting opportunity for Kelly Meafo to have another impact from the back of the scrum.
I think he's going to take this blind, James.
I think his eyes are lit up. I think he can see a 5-pointer in his beckoning here.
Yeah, Waratah just need to hold the scrum, yep. Looks to pick it up. He doesn't bump him off, and that's good defence by late Macquarie as they have him about a metre short.
Just a bit predictable, wasn't it? We all knew it was going to happen. I think they may have been better off to
lost the ball.
Use him as certainly late Macquarie were ready for him to take that ball up the short side. I think a better option may have been to let it sing and send it to the left.
Maybe get Carmona the ball.
Maybe get Carmona the ball. I'm the head of his cheer club at the moment. But
well, they've got an actual stand here, the Carmona stand down there, Jimmy, where the old boys sit. I don't know what's going on there. He's only played here 2 years, hasn't he?
He's
already got a stand. I'd like to see the Kurt Banks stand or something like that.
Maybe at the green room there, mate. You Waratah blokes change the Merriweather all the time. Like you'd change your favourite takeaway restaurant, mate.
And what is your favourite takeaway restaurant, Jimmy?
Well, there's nothing better than Ridge Street Pie Shop. We all know that. It's undoubtedly the best thing going for Merriweather. Forget the beaches, forget Surf House, forget even the swell that hits off the point there near the bars. Ridge Street Pie Shop was without a doubt the best thing to happen to Merriweather in 30 years.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you there.
Since Henny Penny shut across the road, it has just monopolised the Merriweather takeaway.
The chili wings after a hangover at Henny Penny on Ridge Street there saved me so many times.
I spent my first 10 years in Newcastle within 400 metres of Henny Penny and the Prince of Wales Hotel. Refused to move outside that circle.
That's not a circle, that's a straight line, mate.
Well, yeah, in the perimeter.
There's a bit of an injury there. I don't know what's going on down here at the moment. The referees are talking. It's still a penalty. The referee calls time back on. And it's a late Macquarie feed. As the Waratah guys just knocked on before.
Giving everyone a chance to take their breath.
I think Ladbroke's really just got to box this out and get the ball somewhere up the field because they're under a lot of pressure here. Maybe Holiday may kick, but if it was me, I'd be Ladbroke and I'd be kicking.
Well, the scrum's immediately under pressure.
That's a penalty.
Yeah, too anxious there, a bit too excited there. Waratah. I mean, the intent was good, but they just got to pick their moment. Too excited at the engage and gave away a silly penalty and a piggyback up the field for Lake Macquarie, which they need.
Holiday boots it down the field, gets them out of trouble. It's on their 22. Now they have to be really switched on at this line out here, Jimmy, because they can't afford to lose any more possession than they already lost, and they really need to get the ball down. Maybe a couple of plays and then a little box kick behind. Yeah,
danger period, 5 minutes before half time. You're in your own quarter. You haven't had much of the pill lately. Again,
that's a poor line out, to be honest.
Yeah, launch wasn't quite strong enough there, just over the top. And again, Waratah pick it up on the front foot.
It'll be a pick and drive here as Morgan takes the ball down.
Yeah, good run from Cal Donnelly.
Maybe another one here. They probably need another one. Just as Morgan's at the back now. Morgan's got it. Gets the ball out.
Brendan Jackson
sets it up.
Held up a little ball for Carmani, but couldn't hang on to it. Ball to ground. Lake Macquarie going backwards. Yeah, nothing happening there. Referee rightly pulls it up. No advantage. Lake Macquarie scrum.
Very scrappy, that passage of play, Jimmy. I think the guys have already switched off for half-time by the looks of it.
I got no doubts Hayden Pedersen, he won't be reading them the riot act at half-time because they've certainly scored some good tries and showed a bit of enterprise, but he'll want them to be much more clinical. He'll want them to be going forward, perhaps rather than risking the wide pass. Let's chuck it under the wing. Let's play it, use it like a training session. Let's string 3 and 4 and 5 phases together, make our forwards work, get some support in numbers before we let the backs have a bit of fun.
Yeah, very disorganised, and Ford really needs to step up here in the 10 spot and show them that he can guide them round, because, Peterson may look to come on and start organising himself as they get the ball out. It's a poor pass to Holiday. Holiday gets the ball. Heath's on the inside there.
Yeah, again, they took the
odds.
He
sets the ball up, but again, they've got no players there.
Yeah, every time Tars drop one back, anticipating a kick, they take them on down that short side. So far, it's been quite effective. It's certainly been probably their most productive alley.
Yes, as they keep driving forward and they've changed over. Mayer's got the ball. And they look to set the ball up. Could be one more try before half time here for Waratah. It's scrappy. It's rolling around everywhere, and it's actually a scrum to Lake Macquarie.
Yeah, Mayerfar, I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes against some better opposition. Today he's picked the ball up. He's looked very strong, but he's been very high. Against some of the better opposition, you won't get that latitude. You won't be able to get the ball back. Interesting to see how he changes his game, change to the opposition, whether he does then get a bit tighter and get his body height down and really set play up rather than look for that miracle ball over the top.
Yeah, well, Waratah definitely need to improve their play if they are going to compete at the top level there, because they look really disorganised at the moment coming into half-time.
Yeah, they've certainly got the individual brilliance. There's no doubt about that. If it's just a matter of gelling it and getting them all playing on the same page and playing to that one structure. I know that's one thing that Hayden Pedersen has really been trying to drill into them. But now they have got Dylan Hines. Now they have got Mea Fua, and now that Hayden's not far off being return, I think we'll see
Newman has it. Newman has it, sets it up well. Geez, he's quite impressed quite well, Newman as well.
Yeah, good run with the ball, isn't he? He looks sharp. He can step off both feet. He seems to beat the first tackle all the time as they take a quick tap.
Ball goes out to Turton. Turton won't pass. Look at him. This is going back to 99 by Shannon Turton as he takes on 100 people there. Sets the ball up.
You got numbers to the left here. Just needs some quick hands.
Oh, wrong option there.
I think Waratahs might have been sneaking up offside.
They've got it on the right here too if they can get organised, but they don't. And that's a penalty.
Yeah, poor option. The tackle made. Tim Riley tried to steal it. He was off the ground. An easy decision as they go right.
Need to get numbers there. Still, again, no numbers there. There's no desperation by Lake Macquarie. They have a chance here on halfway. As Holiday, little chip over the top. Will he get there? Will he get there? No. That's a good option there by Holiday. And as you said, shows his running game, and he has got all the skills, hasn't he?
Yeah, I tell you what, you look at him and Matt Yeoman, they're very similar, aren't they, when they run the football? Yeah. They both got the, dark hair, similar build, and they both have a big step off that right foot.
As he nearly trips over.
Oh, Manu's
got the ball. Oh, look at that. That's
finally
his class. Riley. And here comes Trujillo as he brings the ball in on halfway. That's good strength there to keep in play. As Fiolana gets the ball, shrugs one off, shrugs another off. He's very close to the sideline as he passes the ball in.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very unlucky.
Paddle pop line. Oh, Rhino, I don't think you were watching the feet. I think you were watching the man. I thought it had to be into touch, but again, he's so powerful, isn't he?
Who? Paddle pop line.
Well, what do you prefer? I'm a chocolate man.
Yeah, I'm a rainbow man, to be honest.
I thought you would be, yeah.
All the colours of the rainbow, mate. I like my paddle pops.
Without doubt, the best economical ice, but value for money, you can't beat them. My wife's a mini Magnum lady, but I prefer my large scale. I don't like anything mini.
Mini Magnum. They still cost more than a paddle pop. I'm a frosty fruit man, to be honest. Nothing beats getting over a hangover in summer with a frosty fruit.
Here we have on the, obviously the game brought to you today by Bar TV, of course live streamed on the Newcastle Herald website, about a minute from half time. I suggest Brendan Holloway like to put this nice and deep, and let's see if they can get some points on the board before half time.
Yeah, his boot's been a bit off today, Jimmy. He hasn't really been getting the distance with any of his kicks, and of course the 2 kickoffs that have sort of put them back under pressure.
They've gone short line out here, split too, so it'll be interesting whether they go straight to the front or they dummy there and send it long.
I think they have to send it long. Newman's showing a lot of form at the moment. And Heath looks,
the danger with sending it long is that you've got to hit the spot. They've had little ball. I would have been taking the easy option there. But again, Waratah set to the left. I thought he was offside there, but they've got away with that late Macquarie.
Morgan dances around, gets through. He's going to set up.
He's monstered there by Joe Alton.
Waratah are going to look to pick and drive as they do get the forward over the advantage line. Morgan with the ball. Sends it out.
Loitering out here.
And here's Manu. Oh, that's a lovely ball out to Riley as Riley cuts them up the middle. Good ball on the inside. Curry's got the ball. Curry's going to go all the way, and that's a beautiful try.
Yeah, great work. But that time they used Murphy as a dummy, as a decoy. Worked perfectly. All the defence was drawn to him. Carl Manu spotted the option, saw Riley, as always, looming up on the outside. From there, it was only going to be one result, and that was a try to the Tars.
Yeah, this game really opening up now with probably half-time just about to be called, I'd imagine, as Curry will look to kick.
Would you have a look at it now?
What do you think the coaches are going to say to these teams at half-time as we look at the replay here? Manu with a deft pass out wide. Riley just cuts them up. Good feet. Back onside to Curry, and no one's going to touch him, are they?
Nah, beautiful. That's Waratah at their best when they have runners in motion. Defenders don't know who to take, whether it's the decoy, the inside man, the outside man. When you've got a ball player like Manu that wide, he can pick his man. He does that with precision, and he did it there. And then Adrian Curry well backed up on the inside, and
Matt
lovely try.
Matt Bartley, the only man chasing from late Macquarie there. That just shows his commitment to the late Macquarie side.
Well, they only need a little bit more commitment in the second half. They need to get down the other end and at least apply some pressure, because if they let Waratah play this game, then there's not going to be any hope. I mean, Waratah are so good at broken play with a bit of space, particularly with the outside men they've got. They need to tighten this up.
As Curry misses the conversion.
That's half-time.
Is that half-time? The referee hasn't called it? Yes, he has. Or has he?
Yeah, fairly, I guess, predictable first half, what we thought. Waratah comfortably in front, doing it pretty easy, put some good passages of play together. Hayden Pedersen wouldn't be 100% comfortable, but certainly 25-0 is a very good lead to take to the break.
Yeah, as I said before, I'd like to see probably Joel Ford get the ball a little bit more and have the runners running off him. They just seem to be a little bit disorganised in there. If Morgan gets some quick ball out to Joel Ford, and they get some of their bigger forwards like Hines and Kelly Murphy out running off them, they can cause some definite devastation up that centre passage there. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how they come out in the second half, how long Hayden Pedersen waits before he gives himself a run. Josh Afoa, who joined the club this week from East after a fairly bitter dispute there. He was a part of that premiership side, but Hayden said he's going to have to earn his spot back. He'll probably get 20 minutes, so some fresh legs may bring a fresh injection, but he'll just want him to really use this as a training run. You want them to be precise and clinical, not play touch footy. And if they do that, I'm pretty sure they'll double their score.
Yeah, have you got anything else to sort of give us with Josh Afoa? Or we'll come to that later.
I don't know. He certainly he asked for a release 3 weeks ago. He was captain at one point at East. I don't know what's going on there, but they sort of balked at it. And then the NHRU stepped in and basically granted him a release on the basis that the contract he signed with East hadn't been lodged with the NHRU, so it was just a matter of protocol there. So, that's a player they lose and one that Waratah gain. Whether or not he'll qualify for the finals is a different debate. Waratah will have to apply to the regrading committee to sort that out. So it's a bit of a messy situation, but I guess he's playing second grade today, so he's not in first grade, so he needs to do a bit of work to do as well. But he's got Kelly Murphy here, so perhaps he's done his job already. So we might just take a break now, and we'll come back to you at the start of the second half.
Yes.
We're here.
We're here today with Bar TV and, of course, the greater NHRU competition. Today's game, as we've said and as we've watched, is late Macquarie versus Waratah. Waratah winning at the moment 24-0. We're just going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with you soon. Now blows time on as we welcome back to the match of the round for the greater NHRU. Today's match is Lake Macquarie versus Waratah, and we're at Waratah Oval, which is absolutely bustling with activity. Everyone's having a free-flowing day. The crowd's right into it, and the game is 24-0 to Waratah, the home side. As we go to kick off here, Joel Ford here looking to kick off, probably going to kick it deep, I'd imagine, or maybe look to get possession back. That's a big high kick, and it comes down, and the Waratah players knock on. That's a penalty now to Lake Macquarie. Waratah players knock on and offside there. As Holiday will get the ball, and he's going to look to kick it out right down the field. He gets it to halfway as they set up for the line-out. Bartley hasn't been throwing them too well in this first half. He's probably going to look to be improving on that one as they set up a full line-out. Sorry, a short line-out. That's a old school, that's not straight there by Bartley. And he's really going to have to improve this in the second half if Lake Macquarie are going to win ball and win this match, or even get back into the match. 24-0 now as Waratah look to take the feed. Look like they're doing a bit of conversing. Maybe a set play just about to happen. Maybe Riley off Manu out wide there. As they sink, Waratah's just gaining advantage at the moment over Lake Macquarie in the scrums. Early on it was quite even as the front rower from Lake Macquarie stands up. There's something going on the other side as the referee moves over the other side to check out that action. As Ladbroke looks to feed. Maybe a bit of cheeky play going here. I know in the old days the halfback used to bump the ball when the referee went on the other side. And Bartley might look to strike early like he did in the first half here and win one against the feed. Ladbroke feeds the ball in. Ford has the ball. Oh, an inside pass there. That's a good little play as he passed the ball to Carmanu. Carmanu's going to streak away, and that's an easy try. That's a really good set move there. That's one for the training books, and Hayden Peterson will be very happy with that play coming off. Great try there to Waratah.
That's the Carmanu we all love. We've been waiting to see it, him getting a bit of space, and once he did, he put the clappers on and away he went. Yeah, great start. Would be exactly what Waratah coach Hayden Peterson would have been after.
Yeah, the first half was saying Manu, but now we're saying Man him, aren't we? He's back.
He's back. I'm sure he would have said, boys, let me have some ball. I'm getting cold out here at halftime. And when he does get the ball in his hands, we see what he can do. He set up the try just before halftime, and he scored the one just after halftime. So he's starting to have an impact now.
This is a good little set play as they do a double inside.
Yeah, the winger from the left comes in. Alex Robson holds it up.
Plenty of space. Manu don't even look like catching him, do they? Shadden turn and chases him down and cuts it off, but
yeah, didn't really get out of a canter there, did he? He saw he touched that down hands and heels if you're a jockey in racing parlance. A couple of changes too I noticed from the Waratah side. Joshua Farr was on in the front row for Tim Date, and also Dylan Hines limped to the sideline. So let's hope that's not too serious. And Tyson Tanari, who's himself coming back from a broken hand, they won't lose too much there. Probably a little bit of mobility, but. It's certainly a good start.
And Curry misses that conversion. It's now 29 to 0 for the Waratahs as they bring the ball to halfway. Hopefully this doesn't blow out too more, Jimmy. Too much more. As Holiday is going to look to probably kick this one long as Waratah set back. It's not a very high kick, and Waratah gather really nicely as they bring the ball in that quick cricket pitch into the halfway 40-metre line. Ford gets the ball, passes it out. Riley's got the ball, shrugs one off easily. And he's baited the bust up the middle. That's a good little bust by Riley. Might go all the way. He's got support. He's going to keep going. He gets held up there. Good tackle there by the halfback from Lake Macquarie. They set the ball up. They got numbers out wide. They just need to spread it.
Yeah, they're in the
Ford
queue
gets
here.
The ball. Oh. And they're just lining up for tries now, Jimmy.
Joshua Farr, first time he touches the ball back at Waratah, and he touches it down. He's straight off the nudie run, which is what you love as a front rower. First game back, first try, too easy.
Yeah, he looks a little bit underdone though, Afo. He probably could do with a couple of games in reserve grade.
Yeah, well, he certainly worked pretty hard last year. When he first came over from New Zealand, he was carrying quite a bit of weight. He's still a big boy, don't get me wrong, but it's going to take him a good 3 or 4 weeks. He hasn't played for 3 weeks, and East play a different sort of game to Waratah. Certainly not the same tempo. Waratah's real up tempo, and East sort of slow things down. So it's going to take him a couple of games to get match fit. But he certainly, he looks like he's got a handle on it.
Riley just makes them look pedestrian in this break he makes as he gets caught. Good tackle there, good chasing and good desperation, but they've just got numbers out wide, and all they really had to do was put it through their hands. And they're lining up the big boys out wide. You got to love a big boy try out wide.
I think the Doink could have scored that himself, but he did his mate a favour and dished it on, and Afoa caught it and touched it down easy as you like.
As Curry sets up to kick now, he hasn't been too good with the boot today actually, but not that it matters. The score's absolutely blowing out, and it's from the sideline, and that is a shocking kick, to be honest.
Yeah, he's just not striking the ball well today, is he? He certainly hasn't had to kick much in general play, but his goal kicking, he's just not striking them well. I have seen him kick prior to this, and he's been fairly true, so maybe just an off day.
Maybe. As they go for the restart, and that's a long kick. That's what they should have been doing all game, I think. Now Waratahs have got it back, but they're going to look to counter, I think. As they pass the ball out, this could be dangerous. Riley gets the ball. Geez, he runs on the ball hard from that open space, Tim Riley. He sets the ball up.
He's never in second gear. He's always at top gear, Riley, whatever he does, whether it's hitting the ball or counter-attacking or looking to offload. Everything's done at 100%.
Is that Moafua taking the ball forward there with about 5 people?
Yeah, I've just got some scores from around the grounds from half-time. Over at Danga Park, Merewether Carlton doing it comfortably over East, 43-10. Southern Beach is up at the Groper Dome. They've got the advantage there, which is unusual. Nelson Bay have been very good at their home ground, but they're behind 24-7. And at number 2 Sports Ground, Wanderers in front, 21-10 over Uni.
Yeah, surprising scores there. Not really. Although Uni in the game at Wanderers, that is a little bit of a surprise. It was Uni games this week, which Bar TV was obviously covering. Could have been a few dusty heads out at Uni. I've been to Uni games about 10 years ago, and I'm tell you what, I didn't do much sport, that's for sure. As we go back to the scrum here, it just collapses there. Guys getting a little bit tired. Afoa's definitely a hard man to handle in these scrums, so late Macquarie just need to switch on a little bit more and bring back the advantage. It is their scrum feed, and it's about 35 metres out. And the boys are set now. It's a good solid scrum. But Waratah drive them back as the number 8 picks up. Labrote gets the ball out to Holiday. Holiday might look to run. It's a good long pass out there to Yeoman. Yeoman onto De Veers. Veers doesn't go anywhere. Gets stopped in his tracks. Yeoman from halfback. As they bring the ball forward, that's a good solid run there by late Macquarie. And he's still going up to the 20-metre line, just short. That's a penalty to late Macquarie. I'm guessing they're not going to go for goals. They take the quick tap. Holiday has the ball now. Yeoman's got the ball. Brings it back in field. He's got no options. And he's held up there by the big Waratah pack as he gets the ball back. And that's a nice bit of play there by Waratahs getting up in defence. He's steamed onto the ball there and made it about 5 metre gain. As he looked to spread the ball wide, he's dropped the ball. That takes all the pressure off from Waratah. And really, Jimmy,
that was probably the most constructive passage of play they've had. They had 3 or 4 fights, other than the counter-attack stuff, which has looked very good. But in terms of traditional footy, that's probably the best play they've had. They put together 3 or 4 phases, and then just a simple pass. He had to look up, wasn't concentrating, spilt the beans, and Waratah get the feed.
As we look at the replay here, yeah, the really flat pass there. And who's the number 19 that's on?
That's big Joe Oldham, I believe.
And he just drops the bar, just has a bit of a look there. Carl Manu, probably one of the better defenders, might be looking as well.
Yeah, Ryan Beer there, just had a bit of a bow peep. I saw Carl Manu, not noted for his defence, although he has put off a couple of shots. Certainly got in a bit of trouble, one early in the year on Michael Gill. But got a week for that one. But again,
dirty
a
shot, Jimmy.
Bit of pressure on the scrum, that one. Well, mate, you said you got a week for it, so I guess, yeah, fair call.
Although Mick Gill probably said something before it, so maybe he did.
No doubts Mick Gill will said plenty.
One of the better talkers in the great NHRU competition, Mick Gill, the Merewether Carlton captain.
Even though he plays for Merewether, I'm an old wanderer. He's one of my favourite players, Mick Gill. He's a bloke you build a team around. He certainly does it. I mean, he's 30-odd now. He still plays, still has the same enthusiasm as when he's a 20-year-old. I'm not sure he trains that way, but he certainly looks that way on the pitch. And he's a real leader.
Yeah, definitely one of the last of the old school there, Jimmy. Oh, that's a good long pass to no one. It looked good anyway, as Lake Macquarie might come up the ball. It's Heath with the ball, sets it back. No advantage, no knock on. I thought it might have been a knock on as they struggle with the ball. Waratah have it back now. That's a shame for Lake Macquarie. And that's a good little box kick there, option by Morgan. Shannon turning under the ball. He's going to tuck this under the wing, I'd imagine. Yes, he does. A little jink there.
Reliving his days at half. He started as a halfback.
He did start as a halfback, yes.
I think he's played 6, everywhere. He played number 12. He's played 15. He certainly put a couple on me on my day.
He's a man after my own heart.
He doesn't mind a bit of niggle either. Speaking of niggle, speaking of Mick Gill, another one with the beard. The thing about Mick Gill, he had a beard way before beards were trendy.
Yeah, he's definitely no hipster, that's for sure. There must be something about these short little fiery blokes that just love a bit of niggle. Shannon Turton and Mick Gill definitely could have been made out of the same mould.
Exactly, certainly one club, one man. I can't imagine either of them playing for anyone else.
No, definitely not. As he's down, having a few deep breaths there, Shannon Turton. Obviously not the athlete he used to be. As they go to set the scrum. Lake Macquarie's feed, and they're set wide to the left. The scrums are looking very scrappy now. Waratahs have really turned it on in the scrum here now that Afoa's on.
Yeah, he certainly stiffened him up on that loose head side. Joe Altman will know he'll know he's had a day by the end of today, that's for sure. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, if there's ice baths available out at Lake Macquarie, you'd be jumping straight in, or just straight in the lake maybe.
Well, I think he lives at Bolton Point. There's quite a few of the overseas players from Lake Macquarie. I think one of their sponsors or their committeemen have a house they rent at Bolton Point, so a beautiful part of the world.
Not bad for some, is it? Oh, the halfback's call, Ladbroke's call. That's
just Morgan, a bit early there, Morgan. No, they take a quick tap.
Quick tap.
This is when they look most dangerous, Lake Macquarie, and again, they spread it to the left.
Yeoman
just needs to straighten up here.
Oh, passes probably too early there. Puts him under a bit of pressure there, Heath, as they bring the ball forward. Now they just need to set up a few plays there, as that's a poor pass at the back from Ladbroke. It's all over the ground. It's like a game of AFL at the moment.
It does. I'm waiting for the umpire to pull his shorts up and perhaps do a centre bounce.
Or a blind throw-in. Could be possibly a better throw-in than the two they're throwing in the moment.
We'll take a breather here. Looks like there's Dave Allo. Looks like Ray Allo coming on.
Yes, it is.
He'll certainly stiffen him up. He's certainly got a lot of pedigree. Looks like he'll move into inside centre, where he's played most of his football.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't actually start the game today. Maybe not turning up to training, I don't know. But I probably would have started him anyway. He definitely had some good experience.
Absolutely. I think, I'm not sure if it was him or his brother was involved in New South Wales Waratahs at one point. Played a lot of first grade in Sydney. Again, another change. It looks like for Waratah, the young hooker out of Colts, Brummer going off. And another of their imports, this one an English one, Corey Barlow. Comes in, who's played a little bit of 7, but I think he sees a spot at hooker. He notices there's not many hookers at Waratah, and there's certainly an abundance of back rowers with Mia Fau and obviously Dylan Hines back. So I think he's eyed number 2. He sees it as a project for him, and interesting to see how he goes, particularly at line-out time.
Is he any relationship to the Greens, Keith Barlow, who's also from England? Do you know, Jimmy?
Absolutely no idea. I know a lot of things, but that's one thing. I don't know the family tree of the Barlow family, but certainly good English names, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. As they hoof the ball down to the 30-metre line there, the Waratahs, and they're looking to attack. Now, maybe get the ball to Mana, who could be the call here again, Jimmy. Although I do like the look of Tim Riley coming in, and Mia Fowler, obviously, he's out there as well at the moment. Because I can't see Lake Macquarie actually winning this line out.
Well, they've gone short again. They've gone the back again, which is...
they do?
Yeah.
I bite my words. Maybe I should have said that all game as they short pass
straight
there.
Away, beats 2, gets them going forward. That's what they need, a bit of front foot ball.
Quick ball there. Holiday's got options. Good cutout pass there to Yeoman. Yeoman dances. Little jink there. Going nowhere, though. He's about 25 metres out. Tackled. Gets the ball back well, though. As they pass the ball back, no options really but to run forward, and they get the ball back about 25 metres out, so no advantage, but it is a penalty to Lake Macquarie as they take the quick tap again. Oh, and he's dropped the ball. No one saw it, though. Knock on.
Yeah, this is just getting a little bit scrappy, this game now, isn't it? Especially when Lake Macquarie get the ball. They look like they're really at 6s and 7s. They're sort of looking at first phase stuff. They're not really getting much continuity going. It's tough. It's a tough day when you're playing against the defending premiers, and you got 5 or 6 changes virtually on the stroke of game
day. Yeah, a couple of guys pulling out, as we mentioned earlier, and that really was a pass that should have been caught. There was not even defenders in front of him.
Certainly, this is what we've been waiting for. 14 minutes in the second half. Adrian Curry takes a breather, and Hayden Pedersen strides out for certainly for Waratahs. Sorry. He's a try-scoring machine. They're a totally different team when he's playing and firing. He's had some horrible issues with his knee. He had surgery about eight weeks ago. He told me as close to go as Thursday that it still wasn't 100% right, that he might get a cortisone injection. Obviously, waking up today and it feels pretty good. He reckons he can play, but then for the next 3 or 4 days he can't walk. So, and he's just started up his own personal training business, so I guess he can't afford not to be on his feet. But I'm really excited to see how he goes, whether he can just slip straight back in and what difference he makes to this team. Yeah,
so he's come into inside centre, I believe, and I think from the looks of things, Adrian Curry's gone to 10 is how they're going to play this one out.
Curry's actually come off, mate. I think Marnie will go to 10, is I'm anticipating. Or Joel Ford's probably still there too. Maybe it's just Marnie goes into 12 and Haddison at 13, but we'll see from this line out they'll set up in their back line here.
Yes, I think everyone's just pushed in one, and Hayden Pedersen will be out there as they line up there. Holiday's got the ball, turns it back on the inside. That's a good run there. He drags a few with him as they set the ball back. Ladbroke out to Holiday. This is better play by the late Macquarie guys as they lose the ball again. As soon as I open my mouth, Jimmy, they seem to make a mistake. And Mia Fowler's got the ball. He's tough. He's been tough all day to put down. He volleys one over. They look wide. Here's Tim Riley. He's got one on the outside as he takes it himself and he puts one on the inside, and they are going to score.
Hayden Pedersen.
First touch of the ball, Hayden Pedersen is over. He just seems to attract tries like magnets.
Yeah, he just knows where the ball is. He's like a magnet, as you said. He's just, from there, they're never going to stop him. That was just simply catch the ball and put it down. His first of many, I would suggest.
So who's taking over the goal kicking duties? As we go to the replay. And as we see here, he's been such a handful this game, has he? Just pops one over the top. Easy as you can be, forward to Riley. Dummies on the inside. Peterson does a jink around. I don't know how he actually even got to that. And that's a try.
Yeah, easy as you like, isn't it? Obviously, he didn't have much to do. It was Mea Fua who did most of that. Powered his way through 3 or 4 defenders, held one over the top. Riley does well, holds one on the inside. He just dances in back off his right foot and touches down nice and easy. Easy
as you like. Joel Ford makes that one a conversion, and the score is now 41-0. With Lake Macquarie looking to still get on the board as they will go to kick this one nice and deep, I'd imagine. As they catch the ball, the Waratahs, they're on the 40-metre line now. And they go blindside as he steps on the inside. Here he is, Peterson, he's called it. He's pulled rank as he passes the ball. Oh, Riley misses the ball, and they just miss out there, as they look very dangerous now with Peterson on in attack.
He probably should have just backed himself there. I think he was looking for his support rather than just pinning the ears back and going to the try line. Again, it's starting to become a bit like touch footy now, isn't it? This is where Lake Macquarie really have to dig deep. It's a Premiers versus a team running last. Not an easy assignment, but they really need to find something here and stop this from really opening up.
Yeah, definitely could have probably gone himself. Maybe the knee injury's in the back of his mind. He doesn't want to push it too far, especially in a game like this. He's just looking to get the minutes up, have a bit of a run, and as you say, get a bit fitter for the upcoming semis.
Yeah, certainly when he's right. He's gone there. He just explodes. That one he was just in 3/4 pace looking for support as Mea Fua, who goes again down the right.
Drops the ball. Here he is. Carmody's going to go all the way, is he? Oh, he's gone inside. He should have kept going. He could probably had the pace as he steps around and offloads the ball, and it's got scrappy again. They're just going to have to set it up here as they look to counter, as they do.
Big bustling run back on the inside. They need to set it here. They got numbers to the left, Lake Macquarie, but they go right to Brennan Holiday. Yeomans dances with the touchline. Did well not to go out there, but still the support is not there, and
that's a penalty, Lake Macquarie.
Looks like
they've been taking the quick tap. This could be a card here. He's reaching for his pocket. I don't know about that.
I think he's forgotten the pocket. He can't find it, but Yeah, he's had enough. The referee. He's given Joel Ford, I think, repeated infringements there. Hard to see how that can happen when a team's leading 44-0.
Yeah.
41-0. But
anyway. Definitely not. I mean, I'm not going to say anything against the referees here, but definitely not one.
Oh, great bustling run. They're lifted here late, Macquarie. Let's hope they have a good, strong finish to this game. Torrance again, bustling
charges
run.
onto it. He's been probably one of the better players there in the forwards for late Macquarie there, Torrance. As Holiday gets the ball out wide. Oh.
Again, just didn't quite read it there.
And that's a good tackle there to put him over the sideline.
Yeah, Riley, again, he's all action, isn't he?
Yeah.
That white mouth guard, he stands out. And when he hits you, you know it. He's only a slight bloke, but he's certainly got some power.
He just seemed to come from nowhere as well. He reads the play really well for a fullback. I mean, he's got very good awareness. And he just, as you said, he pops up as well.
Yeah, when he first came to Australia at Southern Beaches, he played mainly outside centre. And I think he just didn't have the scope there to have it, be as influential in the game as he could be. Since he's moved to fullback, he's just been a completely different player. He's so, he reads the game so well. And he just pops up at the right time, at the right place, more often than not.
Short arm penalty there. Lake Macquarie set out wide. They need to use it through their hands with a couple of options. And he's marched them as well. There must be a bit of lip going on out there at the moment. As Holiday has the ball now, he's got options. He turns the ball on the inside to Turton, who's had a pretty good game as well. As they get over, Holiday has the ball now, really controlling the game. He steps inside. That's a good little step, and that's a try to Lake Macquarie.
Brendan
Holiday
at his best today. Mainly he's passed it, hasn't he? He's tried to set his men up on the outside, but there he saw Waratah were a bit lazy inside. There was no breakaway there. He just stepped off the right foot, went inside. Easy as you like. I'd like to see more of that from him.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him probably run the ball a lot more today, especially with the Waratah defence coming up in their face. He's had a couple opportunities to maybe step back on the inside and create a few sort of inside chances there where he's really pushed the pass a little bit. But that was a really good run and a really good try as we look at the replay. He sets the ball up. He's turned it on the inside to Turton there. And you can just see him directing the play around as he gets the ball again. And that good right foot step. And, yeah, he's good in open space and good in broken field play too. Yeah,
they haven't really had the platform for him to have to inject his running game so far. Most of the stuff he's had's been on the counter-attack or flat football. Whereas, they got a penalty. They got March 10. All of a sudden, David Vallows made a couple of big breaks. So the number 8 made a charge. 10 and Turton made a charge. They're on the front foot. He spots them a little bit lazy, and away he goes.
And Lloyd Thomas gets the conversion. So the score is now 41-7. I don't think they've got the number. As Manu with the ball now to kick off and restart. Waratahs need to regroup now. They'll be wanting to sort of blow this out, I'd imagine, Jimmy.
Yeah, they certainly wouldn't want to concede any more points. That'd be certainly number one over the next 16 or 17 minutes as we've got left. Again, Lake Macquarie
looking to counter. Can they get 10 tries in 15 minutes? I doubt it, but this could be a good, exciting end to the match. As Holiday kicks it forward, the ball's still alive, but the ball goes out. Newman on the outside there. Just missed out there as the ball trickled over the sideline with a line out now to Waratah.
I think a bit of a spring in their step, Lake Macquarie. That try's done in the world of good, as you would expect. Waratah getting a little bit lazy, maybe not so much lazy, just taking the foot off the gas. This one's well and truly the 5 points is in the bag. But I'm certain that Hayden Pedersen will really want them to play this out, really want them to strong finish. But at this point, it's not coming.
That's a better line. That's probably one of the better line-outs of the game there so far.
Yeah, Tyson Sonari really got up then. Good strong take, sets it up well. Now they've got a little rolling maul. And first time we've seen this today.
And Morgan controlling it from the back there, the maul, as he puts the midfield box kick bomb up. And they come through quick. Oh, and Tim Riley takes him high and late. That could be another card there.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I thought he loomed up on him. I thought he just took a breath and waited for him to take the ball and then hit him. So I think he might be a little bit unlucky there.
Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at the replay now. He roosts it up nice and high. Riley charges through.
And here he is.
As he gets around the shoulders. I don't think there wasn't a great deal in it, for sure.
I overreacted there, Jimmy. It's not like me.
It's not the World Cup, mate. It's not Brazil.
And it's certainly not soccer, that's for sure. As Lake Macquarie look to throw it in. Over the back, scrappy again, as Waratah come through on it.
I think Matt Bartley's the only hooker in the world of rugby now that still throws one arm, Mark McBain style.
I thought that as he threw the ball in, I thought, geez, he could get a spot in one of these Newcastle gridiron teams or something. As Riley brings the football forward, that's a good little one-handed offload. Hold it's the call as they take the ball down there.
Yeah, I think they're certainly starting to play. I think Pedersen must have had a word to him after conceding that last try. They're playing a lot more direct now and looking to make the inroads up front first.
And here they go up the middle.
Yeah, Riley away
Pedersen
again.
got the ball again. Is that his second try and 2 touches?
Yeah, he's
that was Tim Riley. They kind of look the same.
He's having a field day now, Riley.
Tim Riley popped up from the left and made the way all the way around to the right there for that try.
Yeah, that's number 2 for him, and I think he's set up 2, so he's certainly been a key figure in this and will be a key figure moving forward, whatever Waratah do. I think he's really been the mainstay of this team so far. There have been lots of changes and to-ins and fros, particularly in their back line, but he's been a constant at the back, and they've really needed him.
And he's drop kicked that one for goal. That's how much they care about the points.
And
he's nailed it. He's absolutely nailed it.
I was about to say this is going to have a little bit of sevens feel about it now, and it certainly does with him taking that field goal rather than place kick.
As they bring the ball back, the late Macquarie guys now making a couple of changes as the 18 comes on. Not quite sure who the number 18 is for late Macquarie. He's not on our listed team sheet, so he's coming to the wing. Definitely looks like he's got a pace as Brendan Holiday kicks off. That's a good kick by Holiday as Waratah knock on. Carmody gets the ball and runs forward, and he loses the ball. Loses the ball fairly then. Morgan at the back. Morgan passes it out. They're going to look. Manu on the inside. And here's another eight. Here's Pedersen. He's got options.
Pace.
He's got options foresight. He goes himself. He's going to go himself. Not quite the pace as what he has had, but he still gets around quite easily, and that's a try to Waratah.
That is Hayden Pedersen at his best.
Yeah, he's just such a good free-flowing runner to watch, and really, really got good balance, and he just seems to make those breaks all the time.
I mean, get him isolated, get him one-on-one, not even one-on-one with someone, just give him a little bit of space. He just sizes up the options. Then he just, as we said, pinned the ears back, away he went, and then once you beat that first line, they're never going to stop it. I think he only really got in about three-quarter pace, but it was enough to get to the try line.
Yeah, having him back's definitely probably 20 points for Waratahs, I think. Not just with him scoring tries, but just the confidence that they get.
Absolutely. That's more it to me. I mean, the tries is one thing, but the confidence and just the sharpness he gives their back line, he gives their defenders so much to think about.
Yeah, he definitely makes the rest of the back line, like Riley and even Manu, who's a class player in himself, look that much better, don't they?
Yeah, Manu hasn't done much today, really, has he? Hasn't had to, but once these two get together, they're good mates from back in New Zealand. They're best mates. They came through the Highlanders together and had a little bit of time, I think, at the Canterbury Crusaders together, particularly in the under-20s development stage. They know each other's game so well. When you've got those two in the centres and at outside centre, and you've got Riley at the back, they can just hurt you in so many ways.
And the big number 8 has a kick there, Kelly Miafoa, and he misses.
And didn't sound happy about it either. There was a big as if I
was
didn't
it
quite
an
strike
was
that.
it was it something else?
Well, this is a family time slot, so
family
we'll go
broadcast.
with
And we are broadcasting for the Herald live at the moment in Bar TV as Holiday kicks the ball off. Oh, he drops the ball there, Jimmy, as Lake Macquarie gets the ball back. They drive over. Holiday to the left. Good little jink there. Gets caught, though, trying to do too much, Holiday. Ladbroke at the back there. Just a quick little deft pass there. They're going to use the blind side as they look to set up. Human out wide. He's calling for the ball.
Yeah, Matty Jones tucks it under the arm and goes down the short side inch by inch.
And another forward play there as they try and break the advantage line, but Waratahs getting up very quickly in their faces. Yeah,
Tyson Tanari then. He's missed a lot of football. He'll be eager to get back and make an impact. He's got to win his spot back.
Good little inside ball there by Holiday. As Human makes the break, he's got support on the outside, and Heath just juggles the ball, and he's quick. He gets rid of one, and he just gets tackled out there. That was very unlucky, and that was good enterprising play there by both Holiday and Human.
Yeah, great scrambling defence in the end. I thought he was going to score for all money, but Trullo got over and just got enough on him to get him into touch.
They're working pretty well, though, together, Holiday and Human. Good little combination they've got happening there as we look at the replay. As they set the line out. Good little inside ball there.
You got to remember at this point too, Waratah man down, 14 men after Joel Ford sent to the sin bin. So there should be a little bit extra space there, but they've covered really well there.
They did cover off very well as Waratah maul it up the field now. They could go 100 metres here maybe.
That'll bring the crowds back, 100-metre maul.
Tim Riley, that's a good hit there. by Tim Riley as Lake Macquarie get the ball back somehow. Not really desperate to get the ball there, Lake Macquarie. They look out of it at the moment. Ladbroke gets the ball to Holiday.
53-5 would suggest they are out of it, to be honest with you. But they're still playing with plenty of ticker, and they're playing with a bit of enterprise.
Yeoman has the ball. He's made a break. He could go all the way. Miafal's chasing, and that's a try to Lake Macquarie. Waratah won't be happy with that, but that was a very good piece of play there by Lake Macquarie. And that's a try to Yeoman.
Yeah, and he's been very good. He's been the pick of them for mine. He's looked dangerous every time he's got the ball. He's very light in his feet. Can beat a player with his step, and also can get outside them. And that's a just reward for him for a pretty good game.
Yeah, he has had it. He's definitely been one of their best alongside Holiday. Both of those guys have been sort of controlling the play there. And as we go to the replay, as the Lake Macquarie guys come back, good little pass there.
Nothing really on.
Little chip, little grubber. Haven't seen that all game. And just gets past the winger coming across and too quick for everyone else.
Yeah, nice little bounce. Great skill. Put the ball on the boot, then won the chase, got a perfect bounce, and then won the race to the line. It would be really good to see these two together with a forward pack that was providing them some time and some space. Maybe
Todd Lauder might be watching this coverage, Jimmy.
Mate, I think Wanderers are pretty well covered at the moment, mate. They don't need too many more. But perhaps if he wants out, he's had time at Wanderers, and certainly with the programs they got there, he's certainly turning blokes that were perhaps from the bush and elsewhere coming to Newcastle and turn them into good footballers, and they're certainly a very good team at the moment. There's no doubts about that.
I'm not going to argue with you there, Jimmy.
I've got a cast of beer and I'm making the grand final. So
top of the table and undefeated so far.
I'm not going to do the early crow
until the semis. Here we go as we have a restart. Lake Macquarie control the ball really well, and Carmody up the middle there. Waratahs have just stepped off the gas there as he makes. Oh, that's a good tackle. Carmody just gets caught, and I think he loses the ball. Referee playing advantage. Waratahs have the ball back. Yeah, knock on there. That was unlucky there. I mean, the Waratahs just don't seem to be wanting to tackle at the moment. I think they've just
they've switched off in defence, haven't they? Yeah, they know this one's in the bag. They're still keen to play with the ball in hand, but when it comes to doing the hard stuff, they've switched off a little bit here. I'm sure Hayden Pedersen will be giving him a rap. He won't like this. 10 minutes to go. There's still a fair bit of footy to be played, and this footy will count down the stretch when you get to the bigger teams.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things where you want to go through some plays. You want to make sure you're concentrating. You just want to send a message out to the other teams that, we're here, we're back, and we are going to be a threat to this competition.
Everyone's been waiting, or I've certainly been waiting for Waratah really to hit their stride. Today they're showing glimpses of it, when they're...
Oh, $2 hot food on Jimmy.
I'm off, mate.
Yeah, let's sign off right now. $2 hot food. This sounds awesome. 10, 15 minutes. That sounds good. And we're getting heckled.
Unfortunately, it's not Ridge Street Pies here, mate, so I won't be making the dash.
That's a little play there. Tim Riley's gone right. Puts the ball out.
Pedersen again.
Step.
Oh, little flick past, bit of magic here.
Still, it's like a Harlem Globetrotter there. Oh, Cartwright's it out the back there. As Manu has the ball now. Little fend. Oh, little kick. These guys are killing it as the number one gets the ball. Is he going to get there? Yes, he does. That's a try. That's one of the best tries you'll see of the year for Aaron Doiney.
Yes, Aaron Doiney is the pronunciation. I always thought it was Doing. Anyway, he's going Doing there as he's bustled that last 10 metres. I didn't think he was going to get there. He was sucking them in, but, touch footy virtually. Sevens rugby at its best. Hayden Pedersen was involved. Tim Riley was involved. Carmano was involved. All the usual suspects, and it was the big prop on the end of it.
If we get a look at the replay, Hayden Pedersen, I think, spins it round on one finger, puts it round his body. Everything but slam dunking there as he gets the ball out the back. Manu just has a look around and puts on the gas. That's a good little soccer skill here. Someone has been watching the World Cup as Doing gets the ball and Doing's his opposition front rower off.
They weren't going to stop him from there, were they? It was a big, powerful surge. He's got the nice sleeve tat going. It got a bit of grass on it.
The toothless mouth guard too. I don't know if it is a mouth guard. Is it a mouth guard?
If it's not, I don't want to meet him in a dark alley, that's for sure.
I'd hate to see the team photo with him smiling.
Yeah, it's getting ugly now for Lake Macquarie. Now they showed 10 minutes there, scored a couple of nice little tries. But, this one's fairly one-sided. And I think there could be some more coming.
Yes, as Holiday goes for the restart again. I feel like I've been saying that all game. as they run the ball forward, and Lake Macquarie just easy meters there, over the 40 there for Waratah as they pass the ball out. Oh, good little offload there, bringing it up to the halfway line. And he's still going, the number 16. Turns the ball back.
Yeah, they're queuing up now. Look, inside
ball. That's
ball.
a good little ball there by Ford.
Jackson, inside.
Oh, nice
back
ball
to
there
Riley.
to Riley.
That's a hat-trick.
That's 3 tries, isn't it, Jimmy? A hat-trick? Why do they call it a hat-trick?
Well, I guess in cricket it's 3 in a row, so it's not really a hat-trick, is it? I mean, it's a hat-trick in cricket is 3 wickets and 3 balls. So I guess technically it's a treble.
A treble, nice.
It's not a trifecta. It has to be a treble or a trio.
In a row. I'm learning more and more every day.
I've never scored a treble or a trifecta or a hat-trick. So either way, it's a good haul for Tim Riley, who's, again, been one of their best. I feel like I'm repeating myself. But
do you count when you're 12? Because I remember scoring 5 tries when I was 12. Can I count that?
You can count that, mate. I'll be counting it for sure.
Yeah, done.
Well, I didn't score 5 tries in backyard footy, but Tim Riley scores them for fun. I reckon he might end up with 5 today.
We were playing against 11 at Murrundi as Holiday kicks off a quick restart. The ball's high, and that's his best one of the day. The ball gets sent out.
Yeah, they're walking now, Lake Macquarie.
As they come forward there.
I think it's a 10-on-2 overlap here on the right if they can spread the ball.
Yeah, they're not really committing numbers to the ruck there, just hoping that they're going to get the ball as they keep the ball up, and it seems to be a bit of a maul as the ball keeps slowly going forward towards the halfway line.
This could be a 100-metre maul you're after, mate. Finally it goes to ground.
Oh, someone's using their feet in there. As Lake Macquarie get the ball back, let off the hook again, with Waratahs just not executing the final play there. Yeah,
they're all standing out waiting for the ball rather than getting in and winning possession first. I mean, that's probably to be expected. That's 65-10 with 3 minutes to go. Maybe we have one more chance for another piece of razzle-dazzle from the Tars.
Get to 70, you think? 70-10, that's a 60-point scoreline.
But I don't think Hayden Pedersen would be. I mean, he'd be happy. Don't get me wrong. He'd probably be delighted. But I don't think it's not where they need to be. This sort of game was one they probably always penciled in to win.
Yeah.
They've been good, very good in patches, but it hasn't been that clinical sort of performance that they're going to need. But it's certainly a good platform to build on. They beat East 57-31 last week, so now they're starting to score some points.
And they have got a pretty tough run home as well, the Waratahs.
Yeah, they've got Southern Beaches next week. That'll test them out. It'll be a different style of game. They're very physical, very big. They'll rumble it forward. They'll certainly test the Tars pack out. As Dave Allo, he's certainly been impressive since he's come on. He's straightened it up.
He didn't start. They get the ball back to Waratahs, and big Mia Fau gets the ball.
Yeah, Tyson Tenaro does some cleaning up.
He's looked good too when he's come on, Tyson Tenaya.
Yeah, well, he had a very good representative campaign. Other than that pink hairdo he had, he was very strong. He certainly stood out. But then he broke his arm about 5 or 6 weeks ago. As Lake Macquarie spin it left, big Matty Jones, his last game for the club before he goes away back to New Zealand to live. Love to see him score a try.
Just held up there. As they get it out to the reserve winger, who scampers underneath one on the 40-metre line now. Ladbroke gets it out and knock on, ball out, knock on, it's all happening. And that's a...
Yeah, this game sort of fizzled out a bit now, hasn't it? The few people that are here, they've seen enough. They've seen enough good tries. They're probably going home to get the last couple of minutes on Bar TV, which of course strives streaming through the Newcastle Herald website. We'll be back again next week with another big game.
Your blog as well, Jimmy. What happened to that on Friday?
Yeah, a bit of IT issues this week. Yes, couldn't quite get up, but we'll be back firing next Friday, 1 p.m. Talk all things Newcastle rugby. Lots of good debate there, lots of good opinions.
Oh, and the reserve winger's on, and he drops the ball. He could have made a hero of himself there, but he doesn't. And the ball goes out, knock on, and probably a forward pass too.
Yeah, and it was that man, Tim Riley. As I said, he does nothing by half. He's 100% action man. He's 100% all the time. There's a couple of tackle to be made. He's going to bust his boil to get there, and he did a very good job there. Saved a certain 5-pointer.
He reminds me of a bulldog, a fullback bulldog with no hair.
Well, I'll let you explain that to him. I'm going to stay right clear of that one. I'll describe him as a very good footballer.
He is a very good... I'm not saying he's not a good footballer. He just reminds me of a bulldog with no hair.
Yeah, great tackle, that one. Just hit him nice and hard around the thighs. I think he'll have a cork from that one. He certainly doesn't look terribly happy.
Snapped him in two.
The late Macquarie winger there. As the rest of the squad take a well-earned breather. Only a couple of minutes to go here on Bar TV. Of course, live stream through the Newcastle Herald website. Waratah doing it on their ear, leading 63-10 at this point.
65-10, if I can correct you there, Jimmy.
You can. My maths is pretty ordinary, mate. Not much of a speller, not much of a mathematician. I can't really throw the words out too well either. I haven't got much going for me. I've got a lovely wife.
That's why you're Newcastle's #1 rugby journalist, mate.
I can talk a good game.
Don't need to count anyway, do you, when you've been playing front row for most of your life? Because you just get the job done.
Well, that's debatable as well, mate. I managed to get here and I managed to get home. That's all I'm after at the end of the day.
Well, at least you can get home. I struggle with that. So I let a few things get in the way, and next thing you know, it's Tuesday.
Such is the life of a comedian.
That's right. The glamour life. As the Waratahs look to... Maybe I'll get the 100-metre maul here, Jimmy, as the Waratahs look to get this ball.
I'll have another carton of beer on you that you don't get your 100 maul here. I'm a bit more confident of that one than Wanderers getting the biscuits. But
Waratahs lose it, but they get the
Tyson
ball back.
Tanari.
Tanari, geez, he's looked really good and really strong when he's come on, hasn't he?
Yeah,
looks like he hasn't been away from the game.
He certainly stuck his hand up. I think it's his second game back now. He certainly stuck his hand up to say, "I'm ready, coach. How about you slot me back into that starting pack?"
Yeah, it's a scary looking pack with him in and Afoa and Miafao as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Dylan
Hines as well. Hopefully he hasn't injured himself as he's come off at half time. Yeah, definitely. They're definitely rebuilding, sort of coming into the semis and looking to gain momentum.
I've got no doubts, even though it's against the Celadors, I've got no doubts teams in those top 3 or 4 positions will look at this scoreline and go, okay, we better start getting ready because Waratah are on their way back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sending a definite message out today anyway. As we go for another scrum. Be good to get a statistic on the scrums today because we've had a few.
About as many as tries, I think.
65. Well, that's points. I'm not going to divide that either. I'll leave that one to you. As the sun coming down now over the lovely
probably the
Waratah
last set play here. I don't think there's much time to go. Can Macquarie finish on a high?
Holiday, turns it on the inside. That's a good ball. Just gets caught. And Riley gets kicked in the head there as the play keeps going on. And that's Waratah's ball as the ball gets knocked forward.
Yeah, I think he just got a stray boot there, Tim Riley. Certainly grabbing his four. He doesn't look too really comfortable.
Yeah, nothing untoward, certainly. It was just a mistake as his boot flies up into the face of him. As the sun is slowly setting.
I think it was one of his own men. It was Miafua who's made the tackle, and he's just raised that left foot and got him whooshka.
Big boot too. I'd stay down from that one. I'd take an early shower for that one. As the sun is coming down on the lovely, pristine Waratah Oval.
As the big cold train moves out. About as slow as some of these forwards are getting at the moment. They've certainly done their bit. Like Macquarie, they're puffing pretty hard. It's been a long day for them. It's going to be a long trip back out to Spears Point. Or Bullaroo, I guess, is how
Bullaroo, Spears Point. All the Western Lake Macquarie.
Yeah, I mean, they may have struggled here, but you got to take things into account that they lost Junior Towie before kickoff. They lost 4 or 5 other players before.
It's one against the head there. Bartley with his second. One against the feed. Sorry for interrupting there, Jimmy.
Yeah, bar his line out throwing. He's just toiled pretty hard, Matt Bartley. You couldn't argue with his performance.
Yeah. I think someone does need to get in there and teach him to throw with the two-handed method, though.
I think it's a bit late, mate. I think I don't think he'll be changing his style at this point in his career. 300 games in. Today's been a bit difficult, that win, but I'd be suggesting he maybe takes the short line out option rather than going long.
Straight to 2. Throw to 2 all day, you'll win it. As they look to get on the front foot through Ladbroke there. Picks it up from the back as Waratah drive through. Lake Macquarie just aren't getting numbers there. Waratahs are set out, and that's another penalty. Waratahs just not really applying the pressure we thought they would in the last 10 minutes. As Holiday gets the ball, turns it on the inside. That's a short little ball to Ladbroke. Holiday's got it again. Out to Yeoman. Yeoman will look to do something here. Little chip over the top. As Riley gets the ball, he's away. He's got in his inside. Good little ball on the inside here, and that's Manu all the way, and he's toying with him now, and he passes it back on the inside.
Joel Ford,
and that was
very
arrogance,
generous.
maybe.
Generosity, arrogance, whatever you call it. He could have, either one of four of them could have scored there. Yeah, did his little mate a favour.
Owes him a beer.
I think that will just about do us. Yes, they call full time here. I don't even think they took the kick at conversion. Waratah do it in a canter, 70 points to 10. Really send a message to the rest of the competition that they're back. Very impressed with Kelly Muafo. When the game was a contest, he was very strong. Carl Manu had his moments. Tim Riley was fantastic. Dylan Hines was very strong. Hopefully that ankle injury isn't too bad. Overall, fairly comprehensive and impressive from the Tars.
Yeah, definitely. And Hayden Pearson back. This is going to be a Waratah team to watch coming into the last rounds of the greater NHRU competition. Thanks for being with us today for the Newcastle Herald, which we live streamed, and Bar TV. As we look at the try coming to the end, Carl Manu just skipping away, throws the ball over, and try to Joel Ford. As I said, thanks very much everyone for coming in, listening in, live on the Herald and Bar TV. It's been the greater NHRU competition, the match of the round today, Waratah versus Macquarie, and the final score, 70 to 10. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody.